Good afternoon, everyone. So here we are again on another sunny afternoon, based in Southampton today. Come over on the Red Jet to join my wonderful colleagues over in our Southampton office. And I'm sat there working away, and I have to confess something. Other than when I did my training, property, and certainly residential property, is not really something that I've ever had any care or willingness to really sort of pursue, where I specialise in other areas of law. But I was listening away to my colleague Owen on the phone, and I thought it was a perfect opportunity for him to kindly join me in our boardroom and just discuss a few of the basic principles of residential property, and certainly within the transaction. Now, as I've said, I know very little about it. So I thought I could literally introduce Owen and let him just start rattling some things out. So Owen, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And who are you, Owen?
I'm a trainee solicitor here at Laudit, and I assist my colleague Inam Ali, who heads the property department.
Right, okay, so you're assisting Inam, and Inam heads the property department and has been doing it for probably a zillion years. Would you consider him as a dinosaur, like you hear a lot of these conveyancers, solicitors are?
Yeah, Stegosaurus, to be in amongst the rest of them.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, I know that not to be the case, and I think, certainly from my perspective, it's very important to try and keep things real and not sort of get bogged down with that dry, feeling that you get when someone needs to buy or sell a house, because it's very stressful for people, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very stressful. It's one of the most important things in everyone's lives, owning a house, having somewhere, being comfortable, and enjoying it.
Of course. Right, okay, so look, let's get down to it then, because I don't want to bore people for too long, but I think it's important that some of these key things that happens in the transaction are explained. So over to you. So what happens then? I phone you up and I say to you, I've found a property, I would like you to act for me. Take it away.
So, it will start with instruction. We will send you some initial forms, get you to sign them, return them to scan your ID and your proof of address, and then we start moving things forward. We will receive emails from estate agents, send initial emails to the other side solicitors, confirming that we are instructed on your behalf, and then we start to get the whole process rolling. So what would happen is, with a sale, we would give some forms to the seller, being fixtures and fittings and information about the property. You would complete that and give us any of the documents that we need to assist you in that transaction.
Okay.
And the documents are the most vital part, because if there's any missing, it's where issues kind of creep up. So the more you can give us, always the better. So then from there, we then move on to issuing a contract pack, which is just us sending all of the documents that we have with a draft contract for the other side's approval. And then what they would do is they'll go ahead and order their searches for the purchaser, which will be local authority, drainage and water, chancel, environmental, and they would come back in a month or so.
Okay. Yeah, because there's quite a time. Sorry to talk over you here, but this is one of the big things you hear through the grapevine is when people say, "Oh, I hate solicitors," and you're thinking, "Wow, that's not very nice." And then they explain about delays and people being awkward, and of course, it's not actually the solicitor doing anything other than their job, and obviously wanting to protect their client's interests. So it can be quite a long, drawn-out process, can't it?
Yeah, and it's long for us as well, because we obviously want to help you and assist you as best we can and get this down the line and get the property sold or purchased.
Okay.
And whatever we're acting for, and it's quite stressful for clients as they're always waiting for the next step to happen, because at the end of it there's the house.
And to be fair, I remember when you first started with us, you had a very big afro, and now you've got about 3 strands left on your head like Homer Simpson. So I definitely can see that it's a stressful environment for anyone to be in. So just go back now to the searches. So explain a bit more. What do you mean by the searches? So these are searches that what are they going to uncover?
So these searches will uncover any issues around the property, anything that you should be aware of, like planning permission, any antiquated documents that haven't been provided, that have been registered with local authorities, and then that will give us an idea of what is there document-wise for the property. Okay. We will then review all of these documents and draft what's known as inquiries and send them across to the other side. So these will be questions based on the findings of the reports and the forms that are given, and then they will cover any issues for any missing document.
So we've got some issues. So we're acting for someone and we've got some issues that need to be addressed. So we've flagged them up based on the searches that have been done. And then when we put these inquiries to the other side are then going to answer them. And then that will again enable us to advise our client more as to, are we literally getting down to the nitty gritty, whether they should buy the property in the first place?
Yeah. So it's just seeing if it's a good purchase.
Okay.
And
if it's something that can be overcome.
Yeah, and something that can be overcome, something that can be resolved quite easily. Sometimes it gets a bit more taxing, and indemnity policies have to be provided to cover any issue.
Right. Okay, so once the searches are done, we've then had the inquiries gone back to the other side. They got a set period of time, or is it an open amount of time for them to come back?
It's open, but obviously there's always chasing involved, be it from us, other solicitors, and estate agents and mortgage providers.
Right, okay. Where do these guys come into it? Why would they be chasing for these inquiries to come in?
So they would be chasing because obviously they are going to be supplying the mortgage to the buyer, and they need everything to be covered for them to grant the mortgage.
So even though it's between the solicitors on behalf of their clients that are dealing with all of this, the mortgage provider and, as you say, the estate agents, they would expect a copy of all of the answers to this to be sent to them relatively quickly. So they're after that information as well, so that they can dot the I's and cross the T's.
Yeah, for the mortgage providers, yes. For the estate agents, it's more of a fact of just getting it across the line
because they want their money.
you.
Yeah, okay. I get it.
And just trying to help you as much as you can.
Okay, so what next then? Inquiries have come back, everything seems okay, you've had a bit of back and forth. Then what?
Everything seems okay. We revert back to the client, let them know what we think, and then it's just a case of suggesting dates, getting the contracts ready to exchange, and the transfer deeds ready for completion. And in between that time, it's just negotiation of the dates and arranging for the monies to be sent and received by parties. And then it'll come to that final day, the blessed, glorious day when you can either sell or buy your new property.
Okay, all right. So just to summarise then, it's a process of transactions that really, once the client's provided you everything, the work is all down to the solicitor, and the solicitor being able to just keep the client updated. So the stresses tend to come when clients say, look, I've been chasing you and you haven't come back to me, or it's the client saying, why have the other side not come back to us yet? Please chase us. And this is all, we're waiting on inquiries, we're waiting on the contracts to be signed. There's a lot of waiting there and reviewing of the contracts and making sure everything's fine.
It is a waiting game.
It's a waiting game. But it's totally worth it in the end, I understand that.
It's always a document game, but once you're there, you're settled and everything's okay.
Yeah.
There's nothing better.
Excellent stuff. Well, Owen, this has been I know it's been very quick, and I know there's a lot more involved in it, but I think it's also important to just hit the headlines when it comes to selling and buying anything residential, as your home, your family home, and all of that. So if you would like some more information about this, then do contact us, 02380 235 979, or drop us an email at info@laudit.co.uk. The next time we'll be speaking to Owen, we'll actually be talking about split titles. So are you going to run away now and get yourself prepared for that? Because that's going to be a heavy old podcast, that is.
Yeah, I better get moving.
Okay, thanks all. Thanks for listening.
Thank you very
Take
much.
care. Bye.
Bye.